Welcome back to Finnerton Central. This is part 2 of the bench series. I've already made a start on fitting the harness for the decoder. I've cut back the green wire, get rid of that bit of heat shrink. I got rid of the green wire because that's the auxiliary wire, which is sometimes used for cab lights and stuff like that. In this case I'm not going to be using that one. So we've tucked that one out of the way. And we'll go through all the other wires that we've got here. These wires we'll get back to later. But for the wiring harness, you have your 4 main wires. Your 4 main wires are black and red. They are to the track. Then you have orange and grey. They connect to the motor. Then you end up with 3 wires left. Your blue wire is the light negative. The white wire is your front lights, and your yellow light wire, get me words out, your yellow wire goes to the rear. So we will worry about those later on. We'll tuck them out of the way. First things first, we need to concentrate on the 4 main wires. So what I tend to normally do is I tend to normally put the black wire to the front, the red wire to the back. There is no right or wrong way really. You can have them both connected either way, it doesn't matter. The critical ones are these. If you get these back to front, when you're trying to move your loco forward, it will go backwards. If that's the case, then just switch the wires round. So first of all, we go with the front wire. Let's go connect to this wire up here. Give a plenty of slack to allow for the bogie to move from side to side. We don't want it to be too tight. Goes about there. Done. So what we're doing right now is we're just cutting all the wires back to where we need them. There. Now, it's entirely your preference. I prefer to use heat shrink. You can use electrical tape if you wish. I'd recommend you wouldn't use any other type of tape, or even leave your wires bare. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get a selection of very thin pieces of heat shrink out of the paper here. The package rather. Put those away for now and concentrate on those. Just currently cutting them all in 2. Right. Not only that, the heat shrink actually gives it a little bit more of a professional look as well. Okay, so first of all we're going to start with the black wire. So get a piece of heat shrink, find your black wire, and then we strip the wire back on that. So the wire strippers that I'm just trying to use were a little bit too harsh for this, so I've reverted back to this way instead. Twist our wires. Okay. Now we're going to tin them. Use a piece of blue tack to hold your wire, and then just quickly tin it like so. Okay. Now all our wires are all tinned ready, we can now start connecting them all up. So we'll start by sorting all the wires out the way. Get a blue tack there and stick those down out the way. Right, now then, as soon as you've tinned your wires, put your heat shrink over the top. It's like threading a needle, this is. There we go. 4. Push your heat shrink back as far as you can, because the wire will get hot, and if it's too close it will shrink your heat shrink down before you can move it. Okay. Give me tweezers. We'll start with the first one. That's it. Okay. Pushed our heat shrink on, and then just run up both sides of the soldering iron. Done. And that's it. Now all we need to do now is repeat the same process now for all the other ones. Red one connected, orange one, grey one. Now it's all blue tacked into position exactly where I want it, and everything is all free moving, so there's no issues there. Now we go on to the lights. Now all the lights are all tinned, heat shrinks fitted, and all cut down to the right size. Now all we need to do is fit those. Blue one done. Now we go to the white wire, which is the front light, and that's going to be on the left hand side here. That's that one done. Now all we got to do is connect the yellow wire to the right hand side. That's the yellow one fitted. So all we need to do now is, like with the others, tidy it all up, and we'll go to the next step. Now all the wires are all now suitably positioned to exactly where I want them. The only small modification I've made is I've put an extra slot in the middle at the rear of the cab here. You've got two original ones either side, and I've added an extra one in the middle there for the wire to come through. Just makes it look a little bit more tidier, I think, at least anyway. Right, anyway, next part is the decoder. Right, now the decoder's in, it is very possible to actually plug these in the wrong way round. So what I suggest to you is you have a look at the wiring harness. In fact, I'll zoom in for you here. Yeah, you can see the wiring harness here. You see the red wire going to the top right corner there. So if you bend down the harness down to the plug, you'll see the red wire at the back there, and so you know that you've got your chip in the right way round. Right, and fingers crossed, let's test this thing out, and hopefully we fixed it.